I'm a huge fan of copyrights. In particular, I'm a big fan of copywriting software code for it. Copyrights are great. It was actually based in the Constitution that original works in any tangible form can be protected basically from plagiarism in the future. The reasons to copyright things is that it actually sets a date on when this was conceived, because there is possibility sometimes where things could be created just in different places and kind of by others that might also be confusingly similar to one another. But the big reason to do it is it entitles you to statutory damages. So typically with litigation around intellectual property, what you'd be showing, like in a patent, for example, is what are the actual financial losses from somebody using it. So let's just say that you had a great T-shirt idea and you have a picture of a palm tree on it, like Ocean Pacific back in the day or whatever. And you see that on another website, someone is selling this on their Shopify cart kind of site for their T-shirt business or whatever it is. You can have a lawyer or even contact them yourself and say, you've stolen my copyrighted works here. I'm going to, instead of saying like, well, how many T-shirts did you sell on your crummy website kind of thing and sue them for $25, which wouldn't make any sense, is you could sue them for $150,000. And so right away, that gets a lot of interest because people are very concerned about dollar amounts and that type. It's also the case that, in my experience, there's two things you can count on in this life. One is the litigiousness of Americans, but the second is the greed of lawyers. And lawyers are interested in these kind of cases because it gives them an opportunity to typically work for a percentage of the action kind of thing. And so copyright litigation is really attractive to them because of the larger dollar amounts and easy ability to prove what had occurred. Because you could typically just look at a website and say that's their shirt or whatever it is. And so with things like designs, and the same thing with copyrighted movies and things along those lines. Someone who is making copies of your video and selling it or whatever it is, those are great opportunities to kind of like get them to stop right away. It's also the case that many times you might be selling code and things like that. So your software, what it really is like a written work in another language, a programming language. And it would enable you to make sure that if somebody else were to steal that and use parts of it in what they're building or selling, you'd be entitled to these kind of damages. So you wouldn't have to show that there was lost opportunity for you or unfair competition or whatever else. Copywriting software too is pretty interesting. Copyrights themselves cost $35 to obtain. About a year and a half ago, the Library of Congress changed their website, and it was kind of complicated before to like figure out how to navigate it and get through it. And just by going to uspto.gov, and then there's a thing, actually all the different types of protection you can get, but clicking on copyrights is a great way to do that. And with software code, you don't actually have to give away your secret sauce. You can black out anything there. You also just want to show the first 20 and the last 20 pages of your code in doing that. So you don't have to like upload gigantic files with thousands and thousands of pages in them. So it's pretty fast and easy to do. If you can convert something to a PDF and upload a file and pay via debit or credit card, you can pretty much get a copyright.